It's that time of the year. Your vacation is coming up. You can already hear the beach waves, feel the warm breeze, relax, and think about work. You really, really want it all to work out while you're away. Monday.com gives you and the team that peace of mind. When all work is on one platform and everyone's in sync, things just flow. Wherever you are, tap the banner to go to Monday.com.
Wow, the last Rulaska Thoughts probably of 2024. Is that the year it is?
I think so.
Mr. Roberto Mata is here. He's queer. Y'all better get used to it. Cue the sniper, girl. I wanna see Robert unfurl his little tiny shorts.
What?
I don't know. I like water sports. It's the Olympics. Girl, I don't know. I just wanted to. I feel like I wanted to change up the lyrics a little bit. I probably it's always about this and that, and I was like, you know what? Why not ask Robert to unfurl his shorts?
I thought you were referencing. I posted an Instagram story yesterday for about 20 minutes, and then I got embarrassed and took it down.
What was it?
I was dressed scantily.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was at the pool.
Oh, not Robert with his scanty clothing. Did anyone comment before you got rid of it?
Yeah, a few. And then I realized that I was being visible, and I got self-conscious.
Not Robert. Oh my gosh. What did we see? I'm sure with Instagram, so you didn't see much, but was it shirtless?
I was just in a white Speedo. So you saw everything.
Oh, queen. Oh my gosh.
I'm just very gold right now. I think I said that last week. I just love summertime. I love good news. I love good news. I just love good news.
All right. Well, speaking of good news.
I love how you don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means. What did I miss?
It's the Kamala Harris meme.
And I'm usually up to date on the Kamala Harris memes. What was this one?
Yeah, no, everyone's jumped on the coconut pill train. That's the real good Kamala Harris meme is I don't know what she's being interviewed for, but she just starts cracking up about how much she loves good news. And I just at the moment I think it's relevant to everything, and I can't stop myself from saying it every 5 minutes. I love good news. I
like her carnitas tacos.
Yes, that was good. Although I think she should have raw onion on them.
Yeah, I didn't know what was wrong with her.
Love raw onion.
In fact, the other day I had to run an errand in East Los Angeles. Oh, my phone's way over there. And I stopped by my favorite carnitas place, Carnitas El Momo. And what's funny is when I go there, I only get cueritos. Okay. And the woman goes, when I walked in like at 3:00, and she goes, just so you know, we only have cueritos. We're sold out everything else. And I go, well, just so you know, that's all I'm getting. And everybody was happy. I was very, very happy with my
everybody applauded.
Tacos. Everybody applauded. And then I got an Uber and the guy crashed and died. And it was really embarrassing. Wow. Okay. Roberto Mata, any non-drag race related news that you need to get rid of off your chest right now? Besides your skimpy shorts.
I actually just realized when you said it that this is their last Rulaska Thoughts.
Well, yeah, but
I should have prepared something.
I know, but you and I are doing the Global All-Stars. So it's not the last time we are together. It's just the last Rulaska Thoughts.
We'll have to figure out that schedule.
Mm-hmm, but it'll probably be the same as this one. But mostly, I don't think people are dying to hear because I think it drops in the same day as Drag Race.
Probably. I'm dying to watch it. It's the season I'm excited for the most this year.
Yeah. And, and then Hello Uglies, our Dragular recap show, that starts around the same time. Supposedly, there's been no official announcement, but yeah. So people will be getting their 2 shows a week. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break. Speaking of, if you don't want a break, though, you can go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia And join at any level you want, by the way. And you can enjoy all kinds of extra content. Show it's where you learn. Adam Salandra's pretty much a Patreon girl. He's never on this one. And so is actually our upcoming guest is also, for the most part. No. You can hear her on The Tea, which there's a new episode coming out Wednesday. The Tea is Robert's favorite show he's never heard. And a new episode comes out Wednesday. If you fall into the public tea,
that's
the public
falsehood.
What's the falsehood?
I've heard it. Have I listened recently? No.
Everyone should know. Robert has a feed that all the hosts have, where they have any non-public feed show on it. Okay, all the Patreon shows.
Yeah.
Robert's never asked me for any other show, which is funny because this show's in the public feed. He asks me to put this show in immediately so that he can listen to it.
I mean, immediately is doing a lot of work there, but no one cares, Joe.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break? And when we come back, our special guest will be here.
I'm so excited about whoever
Yeah, we're going to talk
be.
because this special guest has a lot of strong opinions. I learned today.
Oh my God.
While we recorded The Tea this morning, and this person decided to use her time on The Tea.
Oh, I have a guess who this could be.
Has very strong opinions about the episode, and so she's coming on to talk about it. You'll hear about that right after the break.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use, but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
And we are back. We're here going to discuss the season finale of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 9. And we're joined by our very own J. Elizabeth Ellis, coming to us from his beautiful, very Three's Company style apartment. Like if they did Three's Company in modern day times, I think it would look like this. The set would kind of look like this.
Yeah, I did not watch a ton of it, but I feel like we have the stairs in the same way where you, a camera, a very good sitcom cam, you'd catch the looks of people going upstairs. What was his name? Jack. Jack. I was going to say John was his real name.
Well, this is how old I am. There were no stairs in their apartment. There were stairs going up to it, but not in the apartment. But yeah, I know there's a set that's kind of basically the Everybody Loves Raymond set is every sitcom set now.
Yeah, I'm thinking Full House, that era.
Yeah, Full House, all those the stairs that are right there. Robert, do you have anything to say about this? I know you like to talk about this stuff.
I love a staircase that you can take prom pictures on.
Yeah, it's perfect for that. Come on over. We can take some. All of it.
It'd be so cute.
Yeah.
By the way, Jay, we should do that. By the way, Jay, Robert revealed. I don't know if you saw this or not. That he briefly had an Instagram story where he was almost nude.
Good job. Congrats.
Why would you tell Jay that?
Well, he's gonna hear the show.
Tamar. Yeah. I don't watch stories. So, but what was the circumstances?
Oh, I was just at a pool party and I was buzzed a bit. So I felt brave enough to post online, and then I came to my senses and was
it wasn't even the green circle. It was for all to see.
I don't have a green circle, actually.
Oh, you don't?
I think you have to set it up, and I'm I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I don't want to go sorting through doing a MySpace top 8 of my current Instagram followers. It's just not.
Here's the problem. People, it's the same thing too. It's the reason I don't like to wear printed shirts. When you're fat, people will always read and comment on the printed shirt. Okay? And so I don't want that. And then same thing, I can't post funny, self-effacing mental illness jokes without people calling me and going, "Girl, are you okay?" And I'm no, I just thought this was funny. girl, is this a cry for help? I'm like, no. So I just don't post anything on there.
To say that you have a circle, a close, what's that? A close
I do
friend
have a friend circle, but you're in it. I'm glad now that I know you don't watch it.
It will never be seen. I usually, you can press and hold and say get rid of. I try to get rid of that top row as much as possible. So I'm revealing a lot about myself, but
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either.
Yep, you sure can. It frees up a lot. So there you
frees
go.
Up a lot of what? Frees up what, Jay?
The time, maybe.
No, you're taking time. You could just ignore it.
Could. Yeah, I just, you accidentally hit something. You're like, oh, I guess here's a friend of mine talking to the camera saying what his day was like. I don't know, making up a thing. But I do have a lot of friends who just do talk to camera type pieces.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone can put ramen on their head. And
it's a skill. It's a very big, saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, saved a lot of lives. What'd you say about the ramen? Anyway.
Or was it changed? It's changed a lot of lives. Was that what changed or saved?
Change. I think it's changed.
Changed a lot. Changed lives. Okay. Changed lives.
Yeah. Changed lives.
What live it changed? I don't know. Anyway.
The women who were on the show.
Bullshit. Also, that show should have worked, but I think they just did it wrong. Okay, but Jay, before you give your opinion, Robert's known to sort of like glom on to the other person's opinion just to be counterfactual to me.
When has that ever happened?
Oh, you're always agreeing with Christian. Anyway,
yeah,
so
Joe,
now I'm not a contrarian.
Oh, I'm gonna just glom onto what Robert says.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's being a contrarian right now about this. Yeah. Robert, what was your opinion on the season finale of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 9?
Girl, it was camp. What was going on? Everything was so unserious. What a deeply unserious finale for a deeply unserious season of our deeply unserious television show. I like Angeria a lot as a queen. I don't know that she necessarily has like the winner aura or gravitas that I kind of expect from All-Stars winners. A lot of the All-Stars winners are people who I think are kind of fixtures in the community, and Angeria is great, and maybe she will be a fixture in the community now, but I don't feel like she has that legacy quite yet. And that's why I kind of assumed that it was going to go to Roxy, like I think most of the fan base. So, to not be a contrarian, I think I agree with everyone who's just a little confused and perplexed at how this all shook out, to be honest.
Okay. Now, Jay Ellis has something to say.
So just Roxy was kind of you thinking like going in, you thought this was like hers in the bag?
I did.
Yeah. I think that the season really did set up to have like it seemed like it was Roxy's to lose, like from the start, just even from her casting, a lot of people were calling for that. I actually think Angeria had like a fantastic showing for the whole All-Stars season. And I think why it makes sense is I kind of see I agree with you on the point that she doesn't have that gravitas that like a certain All-Stars have, like where you're watching her every frame that she's in. Yeah. It almost is like that Kylie Sonique love for me, where when I was watching that season, I thought it was like Ginger Minges or Eureka's in the back. Like I kind of thought that was the direction that we were going to go. However, Angeria, loves Angeria, and she will come and do the pit stop. She will come and be in the workroom again. Like, I don't know if they gave Roxy that title. Would she necessarily come back? Like for all of the things that they would want her to?
Probably not, but that just becomes then she wins because she's a company man.
No, and that's taking away from, I guess, my bigger point. I think that Angeria like had a ton of success on the show, great looks, great moments, like was funny, was blocked a lot, was winning a lot of challenges. So I think that like for people to take away from that, like I think people think Roxy was owed because it was her third time on the show, but I do think that there's a lot of kind of history being erased of like in the middle of the season. I was seeing a lot of chatter of like, so this is Roxy, like I'm excited for Roxy, like because it kind of felt like there wasn't that performance there, and I never felt like a dip in my heart for Angeria. And I think Plastique had a great showing this season. I fell in love with I didn't really care about George's her first season or Vanjie. Like I'm just not the biggest Vanjie fan, but they had really good seasons this time. But I think that Angeria is going to do pretty good with this title.
I love that optimism.
Yeah.
Which I truly do not mean in a shady way. Like I'm being genuine.
It didn't sound like that, Robert.
I sound the way I sound.
Ever since Jay came for me this morning,
I did.
I've thought about this, and ultimately what it comes down to is I'm so jaded about this show that I really could not give two shits who gets the title, right? On any season, right? But so a lot of my opinion has nothing to do with Angeria, whether she should have won. Obviously, her track record was good. Obviously, it reminds me, remember in season 9 when it used to be Miss Congeniality, and it still is Miss Congeniality, but remember Aja when Valentina won, just cuntily was just like fan favorite, right? Fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing here. The being in the Drag Race Hall of Fame, it's not that anymore. That's what it's called. But like, and going speaking to what Robert said is, it just, the title means nothing. It's just another season of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's just
Especially
a round
the
2.
prize money wasn't for like
and so it's like, season. Well, then why did you bring Roxy back? You know, clearly Roxy, just by the very point you made, Jay, Roxy hasn't really done much for World of Wonder since All Stars 2. I don't think she's felt the need. There were clearly, I'm just speculation, but I'm assuming there were feelers put out there to her, negotiations, whatnot, to coerce her to coming back. You know, probably one of the big things was no elimination and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think, I don't care who the winner is, but especially seeing Detox's reaction, it's one of these things where like, well, what does this mean? And I know this is probably the train has already left the station on this anyway, but what does this mean for future seasons of the show? In other words, they were running into problems where this is why they did a non-elimination season and why they've been bending over backwards. Is that the queens don't want to spend all this money and come on and just be eliminated, or they don't want to be made a fool of. They don't want to do this. They don't want to come back. And so now they do this thing where they build it up and hype it up, and a person who should be, because they take the title seriously, in the Drag Race Hall of Fame, is left in the cold. And this is the third time she's been on the show, and and she did well enough to, I don't know, it just sort of made, I'm like, okay, well then who's going to come on this show anymore? Why would you ever get Detox has already said no, but would you ever get... I don't believe her though. Okay, don't believe her, but are you going to, now we're never going to get the princess to come back, you know, or how are we going to get Madame LaQueer, or
who's been looking great?
She goes to Planet Fitness.
Her uncle is uncleek.
Yes.
I understand. I think you and Taylor had a really good conversation about, like really shooting themselves in the foot with casting future seasons by not giving it to Roxy. But I mean, look at Jujubee. Like, she's competed how many times? And she just knows that being on TV is a good exposure. She doesn't need the title necessarily. I don't know.
For some reason, there's a difference, and I don't know what it is. I mean, look, I'm just caring about whether there's going to be good TV on. You know?
Well, yeah.
And like, I just think All Stars is just it's been meaningless for a while, but they've really just put the last nail in the coffin for me, for rendering it completely meaningless. And by the way, and it goes back to a casting problem in that, like, a lot of those queens, are you going to really have them compete for the title or a place in the Drag Race Hall of Fame? You know, like, and what does this mean for a future winter season? You know, or why would Aquaria come back? Does she have any need to come back?
I mean, well, yeah, she wants to have more content. It's been a while, you know. I'd say Aquaria is probably one of the ones who would be coming back quicker than most.
I don't know, but she might look at this and be like, well, why would I come back for this?
If anyone ever made the mistake of thinking this is a fair competition, then yeah.
I think it's the thing that, like, it's that Roxy was, and I like Roxy's drag. I had fun with this season with her more so than I did in All Stars 2. And it's just the people are treating this as if she was owed the title. And I'm like, just because she competed another time and had a really bad showing, I don't know. I I enjoyed Roxy, but I think Angeria earned it. And actually, I think the reason why I enjoyed Angeria the entire time is that she treated it like a regular season. Even though the stakes weren't really there was no eliminations, Angeria was fighting for the challenge wins and taking being a little like a spiteful queen, which I really like when she cut Vanjie and Gottmik was not plunging, but blocking people from winning. I feel like snipping. Thank you. Forgot the big prop. I don't know how Scissor Sisters. But the fact that she was taking it so seriously, I think it kind of enjoyed that drive from her because everybody else was just kind of like, well, if I get cut, I get cut, and it's what a bummer for my charity.
See, I don't think I agree with that assessment. I think she was painted as, and I want to answer something Taylor said, where Taylor said, "Oh, she's not the underdog. Chanel's the underdog." And she's not wrong. Taylor's not wrong. But it's like the show doesn't give a shit if Chanel's the underdog. They were painting Angeria as the underdog and that she was the outsider and that, people were trying to label. Remember the accusation that she and Chanel were an alliance? Or, and it's true that they were sort of mean to Angeria because she was the first one to win. And so she had to snip somebody. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's a bad choice to snip Roxy.
Yeah.
Robert, weigh in here. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask Robert. Go ahead, Robert. I have a question.
No. It wasn't that important.
Okay. I was going to say, as far as casting from episode 1 to the finale now, did your opinions change from like a Queen's original season to where we are now?
In what capacity?
Like watching
my
them
thoughts
in
of
an
the
All-Stars. Yeah, like with Chanel walking in, I kind of remember you saying that you enjoyed her. Like, do you still like her, or were you just like, oh, this was just like a whatever season for Chanel?
I think that she has a really compelling storyline in the last few episodes, and I could have actually seen her win the talent show and be in the top 3. I thought that would have been great TV. I was rooting for her. She is a legend. She has done great. Her talent show didn't necessarily really have much concept. It was kind of like a clip show of like, oh, I can do all these circus tricks, which is fine, but it was a talent. So I'm glad that I spent significantly less time cringing at Chanel using a black scent this season than I have in the past. So that's great. And Angeria, I feel the same way I felt about her in season 14, which is a great queen, just not the best of the best. Roxy, I feel the same. She's powerhouse, great. Plastique is still boring but beautiful. I guess actually, I don't know that my opinion changed very much on any queens this season. No big redemptions or downfalls.
Did you guys already chat about the top 3, like who, or maybe Robert gave who he thought should have been in the top 3 based on the talent show?
For the first 10 minutes, all Robert did was talk about his white Speedo that he was in.
You have brought it up twice.
Well, listen, how could I not? It's all we talked about for the first 10 minutes.
It's an important topic.
I was going to talk about how I watched Wolverine and Deadpool, or whatever order it's in.
Oh, you did?
How my gay sexual awakening made a cameo appearance in that movie, and it changed the trajectory of my weekend.
Oh, who was your...
Was
so
it
there's
Chris
another bunch
Evans
of cameos.
Fantastic Four?
And I know you love Tom
Jay
Cruise.
knows.
Yeah, I got it. Chris
He's
Evans.
Fantastic Four?
He's Johnny Storm, yeah. I'm actually on my way to go see that tonight. But
that is so annoying to me that I cannot find that long birthday message from him. And it's somewhere in a file somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot find it.
Well, I always just think of vodka when I think of him because a friend who worked with him said he's literally always drinking vodka. So, anyways.
How'd you like Deadpool v. Wolverine?
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was an awful film, but a very fun viewing experience. It's a good silly time. You're gonna have a good. Don't think about it, obviously. But
what did you like more, Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Twisters?
The summer blockbuster battles. Deadpool versus Wolverine because I love all those old X-Men movies. And like everything in that Fox universe, that's pretty much Deadpool, and Wolverine is like a love letter to that silliness. So, whereas Twisters is just Glenn Powell's weird capybara face making like fake accents and doing weird shit. But there was a fire tornado, which I live for.
That sounds like a Sharknado.
Sounds like a drink Jay used to make at Redline.
At Redline, yeah. Oh, you want another fire tornado?
Yeah, another fire tornado for the table.
Oh, Jay, I would live to walk over and be like, "Hi, can I have another Stella, please?"
A lot of it was beer and vodka soda. That was my whole career as a bartender at a gay bar.
Do you remember, were you there when they had Sasha Colby's face painted on the wall?
Yeah. That was very early days, yeah?
Oh, was it? It's all blurred into one long Saturday night.
Yeah. Redline is gone now. Sorry for the local reference. But we are getting a new one from the old manager, and one of the bartenders came up as a co-owner for a new bar called Kiso, which is going to be right next to Precinct, opening soon.
Oh,
Right
they're
next to
trying to make that
Precinct. Wow,
little
look
gay
at that.
strip.
They're trying to kind of make it so that it's a little bit more walkable and easier for people to get around. So yeah, it's going to be, I think it's on 3rd Street, but yeah. So stay tuned.
Third and what? And Broadway?
Close to Broadway. Between Broadway and, is that Spring maybe?
And then there's that
sounds
Mexican one that's around the corner too, right? Robert, where is that one?
I don't think I've been there. A lot of my friends left downtown, so I don't go out there very often anymore. Whereas I used to be at Precinct like weekly.
Yeah. The Mexican bar, I don't remember the name of it, but that one's a little bit north. Right?
Not north.
I'm not
Do you
have
north?
no idea.
By
I know
3
where it
clicks?
is, but I would have been like, it's on the other street, like make a right. Like I don't north. What am I, a fucking Boy Scout with my have a compass?
Yeah, well, I thought so. I thought Magellan was on with us right now.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love doing
Who am I?
my
Like,
finger and hear the wind.
Check out
Okay, Jay, any other thoughts on All Stars 9?
No, I really wanted to just say I hope that Angeria is getting her her flowers a little bit for the season, and it just feels like the little bit that I've seen on the Reddits and stuff, people kind of have this bad habit of tearing down the winner because one of their faves didn't win, and it just is kind of a bummer that the fandom goes down that route instead of when it truly was for charity, like just kind of let the girl breathe.
Well, I get kind of bummed out when people look, people have feelings about these shows, and I feel a certain way, and people feel a certain type of way, whatever. But on the flip side, I don't like when if you don't like who won, it has to be because of their race or it's because they're trans, and it's not. It could be we just don't like who won.
Is JD Vance on the call?
Yes, and I'm gonna go fuck this couch right now, and I'm sick of these childless cat gays who are just ruining Drag Race. No,
He
I
really
saw
did
Kahana
take fuck your
Montrese
couch
saying
seriously.
I saw the Kahana Montrese saying that people have a problem with Angeria winning because she's black, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
I feel like Kahana Montrese does not have two brain cells to rub together and is just going to say the most obvious thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Like, I actually love
I will say,
Angeria.
though, that I am a little sad that Roxy didn't win because I don't really see too many other Latina Drag Race queens winning All-Stars. Does that matter that much? I don't know, because who's looking for true representation and diversity in the All-Stars Hall of Fame of all places? But it would be nice.
I think if World of Wonder were smart, I mean, they can't go back and change time, but they should really make a real Hall of Fame that they do the inductees at DragCon LA every year and the end. And they maybe have it set up in the hall, like one of the rooms where you can go look at the shit and set up during DragCon.
That'd be fun, like a little
It'd
hall.
be cute.
Yeah.
So I guess before I head off, my last
Where are you
question
going?
is, I'm not taking up the whole episode, am I? I just want
The episode's already done, but go ahead.
His
Robert is
his
gonna talk
ramen
about
is
Canada.
boiling.
I gotta get this shit on my head and make a video. I feel like people who don't know any idea who I am, they're like, what are they talking about? Jay
Ellis is the star of the
Super
Family
Silver
Dick
Screen.
series with Austin Young. He and Austin Young are the partners. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
Just like Robert, I used to wear a white Speedo all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my! Enough of the white Speedo.
or not wear the white Speedo.
I'm throwing it away now.
More nude pictures to be shown on stories, I guess.
Oh my god.
Actually, Speedos don't do it for me. If Robert would have said, "Oh, I was wearing like little tiny 1.5 inch inseam shorts or whatever," I've been like, "Oh, send me that picture." Speedos don't do it for me.
Interesting. I was a swimmer in high school, so I'm sure there's all kinds of weird, puberty things related to Speedos being hot to me.
No,
Where does
Speedos are
this
hot to a
season-
lot of people. What were you saying, Jay?
Where does this season fall for you? Would you watch it again?
We're still in this. I
Just-
want to
I mean,
talk
Jay's-
about Robert Speedo.
No, Jay's so right. We should absolutely talk about the show. I think that it is just the cut above All Stars 8, which is
Speaking of
the
cut,
lowest. Oh God!
you just opened that door and I'm like, I had to say that. Okay, sorry.
I think it's towards the bottom. I can't really think of anything that I want to re-see or watch again. You know what I mean?
Georgia's slide.
Season 5 or All Stars? Season 5 or season 9 of All Stars? Robert, go.
5, because it has a lot of characters that I love.
Okay, interesting. So this might be then the worst one you're thinking.
Well, it's better than 8. Which not only was a bunch of characters that I don't care for, minus Jessica Wilde, but also just like bad vibes.
Yeah, Jessica Wilde really saved that season for me. I'm so happy she was around until the end. But yeah, I would agree. This one, in the realm of All Stars, I don't know if this is one I would revisit or even recommend to somebody to just.
No.
Yeah, in the give me like the top 3 or 5 seasons. This one would be left out probably.
By the way, Jay, Robert loves All Stars 1.
I do.
Oh, I absolutely love it also.
I revisited it.
I love All Stars 1. I just love All Stars 1.
You love episode 1, which is good.
You actually have this weird reverence for episode 1. I like it too, but I'll watch the gaff-in. I'll watch them making fools of themselves in the streets. Yes, I live. I think it's so funny. When they go to Hamburger Mary's, when they have that interview with that gay guy, when Delta works driving a van.
There's
just randomly on Sunset Boulevard. Everything about that is I love that season. It's great. When they're describing it's awful,
burger,
but it's great. Yes.
You're gonna bite into the burger. Really hard.
Okay, then you know what? Pickle. You know what, Robert? Then we're gonna have to redo the recap for All Stars 1. Then.
What's even better now is that everyone else has gotten onto the Hunger Games Chad Michaels meme, which is just funny as shit. I love that.
I just love that she went in with the thought like, that's it. I'm going to fucking just nail it on this one. I'm going to connect with the young people and I'm just going to make nothing but references to... It'd be if I just came on here and be like, Jay, why are you being so skibbity? And you're like, what?
Oh. Is that how it's pronounced?
That's how it's pronounced. I don't know if I've even used it correctly or anything. Right?
I always read it as skibidi.
I forgot about Raven as B. Arthur, though. What a moment.
Oh, that's right.
It was a disaster of a season, but I adore it. It was the only All-Star season we had for like 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah. And I think we've all called for this, but we need a year off from an All-Stars just to really kind of let the girls breathe and come back refreshed. And we want to see them instead of being like, oh, here we go again, Mamma Mia. So
that's true. Yeah. Well, if the rumors hold, I have gone on the little spoiled subreddit for All Stars 10. They're changing it completely.
In a good way?
I don't know. It's a weird ass format. I don't want to say too much because 1, who knows if those nerds are right, and 2, people don't listen to the podcast for spoilers. So, but it is next season is supposedly not this standard. I guess the non-elimination wasn't standard, but it's a different format.
Okay, I'm all for a little switch just to give something new.
All right, very good. All right, well, Jay, thank you very much. Robert's now going to fill me in, and Robert, and don't stress. This is where the reason Robert got into Stanford is I think he's stressed about being prepared all the time, stuff like that. There's no need to stress. Just Robert, what you remember?
Yes,
Canada versus the World, season 2, episode 2.
Should I be watching?
Good question.
Yeah. Do you like drag? Do you like good television?
It's fine. I just don't have the WoW app, which is the big barrier there.
Oh my god, the amount of times people say that they can't pay their $5. What was the WoW social media rep? Did they say just don't buy a latte for a week or something like that?
It's a big ask.
I love watching not all the international seasons, but a lot of them. So I get my money's worth out of those $5, baby.
You really do. You're very good at keeping up with all the franchises because I think I've only seen UK and like the main show. So
Robert was able to name everybody in that Dionysian table at the Olympics.
I don't know the reference.
I knew Nikki Doll.
Do you like Good News?
I love Good News. You mean seeing like Peach and Nikki Doll and Kiona at the... Was it Kiona there, actually? Who else? Was Sarah Forever there?
Is that a friend of yours?
Good News. Yeah, yes. We have a deep, long personal history with Sarah Forever. No, girl, she was a runner-up from France season 2.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that.
You know, you need to watch Mexico. You need to watch Spain. Spain's really good.
Joe did send me one of the lip syncs from Mexico. I think they were like in a Dia de los Muertos.
Season 1. That really good season 1 episode.
The one when they did the mythology runway?
I think so.
Or maybe it was folklore.
Unclear.
When they all dressed up as monsters.
Yes.
Of various kinds.
Well, also the whole episode's great. I mean, just as an episode, it's really good.
Yeah. I love Drag Race Mexico. I love Drag Race. I love good news. But Canada versus the World season 2 it's television. I'm living. Fierce Delicious deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, I think. What really happened? So everyone, Tainomi in particular, started off the episode by asking Fierce to explain why she said that Eureka and Alexis should have lip synced, and then that kind of like led into some drama, and then the claws were out immediately, which is what's so fun about this show. People in Canada, they just like, maybe it's the cold, they just go there and they just want to fight. So it was a parody of The Traitors. Jay, have you seen The Traitors?
I love The Traitors.
Oh, he loves The Traitors. Love The Traitors.
So
they did that, and they all did archetypes that have been commonly on The Traitors as their improv characters, and everyone actually did a pretty good job. Like finding out the bottoms with everyone. I was watching with a few friends. We really couldn't pick who should be in the bottom. But Lisa Rinna came. I know you love Housewives. Actually, wait, do I know that?
Jay's not a big housewife.
Yeah,
never mind. I got confused.
But I do know. I know almost everything about them, which is the. I'm just a Bravo like other properties fan, and so they all just pop up everywhere.
Got it.
But I do
Lisa
like Lisa
Rinna
Rinna.
Randomly popped in to be a member of this Traitors parody called The Mole, and she spends the whole episode just really confused about what all these drag queens are trying to talk about, because more or less everyone's trying to convince Lisa Rinna that they're not the mole. It did strangely censor on her a little bit too much.
There was a show called The Mole.
There is a show called The Mole on Netflix now too.
But it
have anything to do with
Anderson
BB
Cooper was
Zahara
the host
Benet?
like 20 years ago. Go ahead.
BB was the mole. Yeah.
I was so convinced of that.
Wait, I do love that Robert's like, they're parodying a show called The Traitors by playing the game The Mole.
I don't know of this mole.
The Mole is The Traitors, except a better version of The Traitors.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if anyone at Crave knew that either, but it was fully called The Mole.
Okay, well, yeah.
I think Joe would enjoy Lemon's character. It was like a gay archetype, or not archetype, a gay stereotype from like movies in the 60s and 70s.
Joe would love that.
That's very Joe.
They did a parody of this. They did a parody of the Addams Family, but it was called The Munsters. And it was really fun.
Oh, you're so rude. So nasty. So rude. I can't say nothing here. Anyways, I did not write the show. I'm just reporting on it. Mm-hmm. So don't shoot the messenger. Who won?
How many episodes deep are we in Canada?
We're 2, girl. You can catch up right now before you even go to Deadpool and Wolverine.
All right.
Pay your $5.
Are you going with your boyfriend, Paul?
I sure am.
Paul's been known to walk out of movies, Robert.
No, I have. He stays.
Oh, sorry. Jay stayed. Jay walked out.
The only movie I've ever walked out of was like a Godzilla movie, maybe like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I just told my friends, I'm going to be at the bar. I'll see you guys later.
Jay and I didn't fully talk, but let me end the show first. Let me end the show.
Oh, wait.
I mean, you can just keep recording. I didn't finish my Canada versus the World 2 recap.
We're still in the middle.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, Kennedy won. So Kennedy won, and the bottom 3 was Tainomi, Fierce Delicious, and LaPhil. And Kennedy surprisingly gave the Golden Beaver to Fierce Delicious. So Jay, that means that I know this must sound like a grab bag of random terms being thrown.
Weirdly, it's not shocking though, because that's what I expect from Drag Race.
So surprisingly, Kennedy saved Fierce Delicious, even though they were kind of like side-eyeing each other earlier. And Kennedy doesn't have time for these bratty little twinks. Yeah. But she saved her, which meant that LaPhil and Tainomi had to lip sync for their life. And Tainomi beat LaPhil. it was a good lip sync. I don't know that Tainomi really beat LaPhil. LaPhil was giving it a lot, but he got sent home anyway. And now we're one queen less. So it's a 6-episode season, Jay. So if you decide to start watching it, you won't have to invest for long.
That's so tiny. That's great.
I wish this Brooklyn Heights was not the host, because then I would watch it.
How
really
involved is she, though, really?
Yeah, you see probably like 5 whole minutes of her. They don't even really spend too much time with the judging panel, it feels like, this season. Because they have to go to Untucked so that they can bitch at each other.
Like I said, anybody who really wants me to show and comment on it, you're welcome to make a cut of the episode that cuts her out.
That's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff.
Oh, yeah. The payoff of me going like, it was fine.
Yeah, for real. You'd be like, it's a show. Look, it's a show. What do you want me to say?
Look. And then Jay would come on and be like, I want to combat you. I think LaPhil should have stayed. Like,
I don't even know who LaPhil is.
LaPhil should have stayed, actually. He did a great job.
Oh. It sounds like the queen who won can save one of the people from a lip sync. Is that the format?
Yes, that's what the Golden Beaver is. So
how did I not guess? Okay.
it's not the most obvious thing.
Yeah. I like that. That's a great actual... I like that.
Did you say beaver? Or... Has anybody done that quote on the show?
Nobody has. I gotta say, that's a pretty deep cut.
Did anybody say, I don't know, I kind of like the smell?
I kind of like the smell.
It reminds me of gym class high school. Yeah.
Man, you remember how much of a wet towel that guy was? The Will and Grace creator?
Muchnick?
Max,
what's his name?
Muchnick.
Max Muchnick.
I did love Willam's thing of, how come you don't correct RuPaul when she says your name wrong? Because RuPaul is going to write my name on the check or something along those lines. I'll correct her.
And now it's on the dossier.
What do you think of this Willam drama, Robert?
We talked about it last week. Ask Jay what he thinks.
What do you think about this twink from the makeover episode who's now beefing with Leslie Jones?
I haven't seen anything on this. Which twink, which makeover?
Remember the from the part 1 of the grand finale variety extravaganza?
Who could forget?
They did a crew makeover and he was production assistant.
Oh, the one who was trying their hardest to like get as much camera time? It was like, come on, sister.
Whatever. He made this TikTok about how, he's a stand-up comedian. He was really excited that Leslie Jones, because she said she's going to live watch this, live, what do you call it? Live comment while she was watching it.
Yeah, tweet it.
So he messaged her and live tweeted. Thank you. He messaged her and said, hey, I'm a big fan and I'm also a comedian and I'm excited for you to live tweet the episode. I'm in it. And according to him, she wrote to him, what do you want? A key to the city? Oh, he got so mad.
You want a cookie?
He came for her. Yeah. And then she DM'd him and said she's going to sue him. And I don't know. It's just been this big thing that he won't stop talking about.
Anything for clout.
Jay's already done 3 TikToks about it.
Stop giving gays attention online, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it would have been one of the other guys, I would have totally ignored it. I would have been like, I don't care.
Joe, are you willing to show how your TikTok length of time that you're on it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Your screen time, Diva.
Screen time.
Yeah. I think
I'm
I'm logging 13 hours of Grindr. Yep. It's rough times out here.
Well, that's important work. You've got to.
Well, my thumb literally, I cannot stop it from clicking that little square.
Do you know this song, Jay?
Cue the Sniper Girl?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Did I miss the intro? But although, Joe, let's be real. People don't want to hear this every episode.
Oh. Someone's very brave. Wait, look, this is obviously not correct because it says most used.
Sniffies.
Oh, it's showing all devices. That's why. Devices. Okay, here we go. Oh, it is today. Week. Okay. So for the week, how much time do you think I spent on TikTok?
On a week?
This is for the week, yeah.
I'm going to say 2 hours a day, so I'm going to say 14 hours.
No. Well, I think it's saying per... I don't know if this is for the entire week, but it's saying 2 hours for the week. I don't know if that's every day.
That's a lie.
Daily average. I have the daily average right here. Daily average for TikTok, 1 hour, 7 minutes.
That's less
I feel like
than I was
that's
expecting.
yeah. You're not on it very much then.
Well, you know why? Jay's kind of right, but he doesn't realize I put one of those downtime things, so I can't even access it from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, you're on self-control.
Yeah, I have no
Robert,
self-
I'm on a group message with Joe and Lori, and they'll send just TikTok videos in the group chat of like people disrupting police officers doing their job, and I won't click on it because they love these people.
Wait, hold on. That's Lori. It's not me. I do like watching them, but I don't think I've posted them.
Joe, Joe sends me this little boy, and I do like he's a young man who goes like, I'm standing outside of a football field. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
No, here's why.
Anything to do with loving good news?
No, it's what it is. Jay is so sensitive about his friend. I'm not going to say who it is. He has a friend who I like. He's a nice guy, right? But he has a certain way of talking. And he's very peculiar, you know? And so I tell Jay, I'll send to Jay, when his kids' videos come on TikTok, I'll say, oh, look, this is a kid version of that guy. And Jay just gets so pissed. You can tell he's so pissed about it. Because
he's smiling ear to ear.
Because it's this kid and he goes, and he has like, he does that like baby talk. And he's like, my name's whatever, and I'm going to watch the lights turn off. Right? And he goes, all right, the lights will turn off. And then just wait for the lights to turn off. It's really strange.
Did you know that I used to speak like that?
You don't now?
I couldn't pronounce nasty. I couldn't pronounce my R's for like 10 years. And
Did
my
you
own
just
name
name
is
yourself
Wobbit?
my own name. I couldn't say my own damn name. Wobbit. And then I had to get a
speech therapist.
Speech therapist, yeah.
And what
I had
does
to
the
get pulled
speech
out of
therapist
class.
teach you?
So I don't remember too much of it, but I do remember having to do tongue exercises, which I can't say around gay people because exactly. I had to like get a popsicle stick and like
you did.
Stretch my tongue out and like wrap it around it, and then I had to like I remember specifically repeating the sentence probably like 15 billion times. The bird went over the flower until I finally learned how to pronounce the R sound.
You know, do you read David Sedaris, Robert?
I do. I'm looking at my bookshelf. I have like 5 of his books right there.
Oh, so you've read the story? I think it's from
Me Talk Pretty One Day.
Me Talk Pretty One Day. Yeah, where he talks about how it's a great one. About
I love
how
Sedaris.
He was pulled out of class, and it was all like the gay kids. You know, before people knew you were gay. Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't with a young girl named Kylie.
Oh,
yeah, it was a fun time.
Was she gay?
It was. You got to get pulled out of class. I don't know. It felt like a reward at that time, that age.
I was ashamed. I was like, oh no, this is not right.
A reward. Sorry,
Robert was the only one who corrected the speech therapist.
I did. I knew her job better than she did.
You're not white. I am white. No, white. Correct.
Does it ever slip back in?
Sometimes when I'm just being very silly, the tongue will get lazy again. Yeah. But usually, it's my own name, so I don't have a choice.
She said I called the tongue Joe.
Oh my God!
Started recently doing that.
I've listened back on some episodes. I did do it a couple times actually.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we're on high alert.
If it wasn't for this podcast, I don't know if I would be comfy with my voice.
All right, I derailed the podcast.
How did we get here?
Cue the sniper, girl.
All right, cue the sniper. Okay, we're going to call it a day there, guys. We'll talk to you next time right here on RulaskaThoughts.
Oh, so nasty.